back in the garage again. I took some time to, I guess, take the cart apart a little more. I thought I would, kind of start with my list and go down it and see what there is to see. Part of this is to just see what there is and take it apart and see what needs to be fixed and what doesn't. And what's just as oh dear moments. Some kind of fun stuff. So I'm from 4-cycle guy, so I'm used to 4-cycle carts. They got, everything's big and bulky, and this is actually, not big, not bulky. I got 6 very skinny lugs for the wheels. What's interesting is somebody put on washers and nylon lock nuts, which is, I don't think that's right. I'm going to replace those with some appropriate bolts for that. And as you can see, I took the body panels off just so I could get things easier. There's another cart underneath. This is definitely a vintage cart. It's a laydown. You can see that it's got 2 pretty big gas tanks on it, so you can run it for maybe 2 hours, hour and a half. I don't really know. I'd have to give it a go someday and see how long it'll go. So I'm back here. I took off the real wheels, and noticed that these were very interesting. They're the same size hubs. They have all the 6 lugs in it, except somebody replaced them with bigger bolts that aren't even threaded. And I guess maybe they were tired of taking the nuts on and off with 6 of them. I'll probably put the 6 nuts back on because I think that'll be safer and better. You can see here, again, on our stuff, the stuff I usually run is usually 1.25" axles or 40 millimeter. This here is a 1-inch solid axle. So, it's going to be an interesting journey once we figure this out. So, this is the project plan notes. I'm kind of screwing around with this. I'm not being very formal because it's just a garage project, and I'm just trying to figure stuff out from a project planning. I added a couple of new things. I added the video, which I crossed that off. And a couple of ideas for videos, like to make an intro to the video. And then I actually added clutch as probably add clutch and rear axle as a whole new project. Then I started up some other notes here for wheels and tires. So I need to go figure out where I can get 6-bolt wheels, because one of them, or the front wheels on the cart right now, are split rims, and I'm not real keen on running those. Basically need to replace all the bolts and the nuts and figure out what tires to run. I took a look at the brakes, so I looked at the brakes here and the throttle, and a bunch of tasks I need to work on here. Basically rebuild the rear brakes, move the front brake pedal, the front throttle pedal, probably rebuild the front brakes, replace the bearings. That whole rear axle needs to get rebuilt. So that's kind of it. That's my 5 minutes of today. I'll just show you the cart one last time, and I'll see you next week maybe.